Hi everyone, this is Kaitlin Springer, teaching artist with the Florida Orchestra. Today I'm going to play through the high school all-county excerpt for 2022. This is all unison for all the instruments, so anyone can listen to this and know how this piece sounds. Stick around for a couple minutes of extra practice at the end. And that is the excerpt. I want to take it down a notch in tempo though. That is about 100. Just so that you guys are aware, moderato quarter note equals 100 is going to sound like this. So if I play the first line with the metronome, it'll sound like this. So that's quarter note equals 100. I highly suggest practicing this with a metronome. A couple things to look out for, just a couple pro tips here. Not only dynamics, we want articulations here. So in the beginning, we have dotted everything. Everything's going to be short in the beginning, which means there's going to be a little space between every single note. You could also think of it as every single note has a purpose, so everything has to come out super clear. So when you're doing your first note, make sure you're doing a little release there. There's going to be a little space between the first two notes, and sometimes it's easy to want to play, but we want the first note to be crystal clear. What I want to do now is I want to focus on the dynamics. So once you have everything good to go, all the notes are there, you're not falling in any accidental holes, now you could really add in the dynamics. There's not a lot here, or it's very blocky. So the first line, I would say play a little louder than you think, so that the second line, the piano sounds very different. So I would go a little bit extra. And then the second line. Then you could be not quite as soft, maybe a little bit louder than piano, so that when you do the pianissimo, you can make an even bigger difference. And you have a big crescendo at the end of the line there. These are details that are going to get you extra points on your all-county audition. So make sure that you pay special attention to them. And when you do the shifting, every instrument's going to shift a little bit differently. When you do have your shifting part, make sure that you're really aiming from position to position. So first position is easy. I'm going to shift into third position here. I'm going to aim for it. And I'm going to stay there for the whole thing. Violins are going to have a different shift. Cellos and basses are going to have different shifts as well. So just be very mindful of your shifts and practice them separately. I like to practice mine with a couple notes before. Freeze. Get to the new position. And then I like to reduce the space in between the notes until I remove the space altogether. So that's just a little shifting tip that you can use. What I want to do now is take this in a slower tempo. So I'm going to bring this to 80 because I really want you guys to hear how this sounds. And I want to make sure that you don't fall into any of the accidental holes. There are some holes in here that are easy to fall into. So I'm just going to go and do the whole thing in a slightly slower tempo. This is metronome equals 80. 1, 2, ready, go. slower tempo. So just listen to that a couple times and make sure that all the notes that you're playing sound exactly like that. I don't think I fell in any holes, but there are definitely holes that are easy to fall into. So take a close listen and make sure that all of your accidentals are well accounted for. Articulation, dynamics, don't fall in any holes. So those are basically the three big things here. So I'm going to leave you with that and enjoy your all-county audition.